Sounds good. Had you read any of the book? You read any of the books before being cast or auditioned?
So I think, like Dill, I kind of started, and I slightly freaked out when I got halfway through, because I started reading it, and I kind of, I was kind of freaking out because there wasn't kind of total synergy between my character and the script and in the book. I mean, enough that fans are going to be happy about it, and I think that's one of the greatest things about this movie, that it's adapted very well, and the best loved features have been translated perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, from an acting perspective, it was tricky, you know, and like often on set we were having conversations and we'd be like, oh yeah, because doesn't your character have that thing? And then you'd be like, oh no, that was in the book, or that was, or we're now confusing something that's happened in the script that we don't need to worry about. So I actually stopped and then finished it afterwards. So now read Scorch-Rods too, which is pretty freaking dope. It's great.
So it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna be cool. Cool. Knock on it. Let's hope that we shoot it.
I have a question for Will too. Galley cares a lot about Glader traditions. He's very attached to the environment, to protecting the Glader community. Do you think he had a hand in creating some of these traditions? What sort of person do you see him as? Because he's very, sort of family-oriented in a way.
Yeah, I think in light of the fact that he was kind of one of the first boys up, so as I understand it, it was George, Albie, Newt, and then myself, roughly, I think. So with that in mind, I feel like naturally he was part of kind of building that hierarchy and building something like physically, given that he's a builder and that's his role. I also kind of see him as some sort of like me, and it's one of the kind of few things that I identify with Galley. I hope there aren't too many similarities, but one of the few things I identify in Galley is this kind of almost kind of like OCD quality about him. He's kind of pedantic, and he really likes order, and he finds comfort in order and in hierarchy and in the following of rules. So I think he would have been an enforcer of that in many ways, and would have wanted some of the more established Gladers to actually follow along with him. Kind of like. And I think he's got a power struggle thing. I think he struggles with the fact that Newt's senior to him and Albie is senior to him, and so I think when Albie falls away, he kind of sees an opportunity to maybe kind of like leap over Newt and do away with Dylan and kind of set up his own revolt. That's why that kind of happens. Yeah.